Close your eyes, take a mental ride. Classrooms in Paris, libraries in Milan. Where do you want to stand when the day dawns? Yeah. Is it Dublin's green or Barcelona's sun? Pick your place, the journey's begun. The study abroad portal, yeah. Dreaming, living anywhere. The study abroad portal, yeah. Life's changing, skies are fair.
Great. Welcome everybody to this webinar. Join to hear more about the two programs from University of Milano-Bicocca that you are joining to hear from. This is the Masters in Mathematics and Physics. So you hear more about these two programs in the next 45 minutes or so. My name is Luc Mulling, I'm the moderator. And before we go over to the speakers, I would like to briefly mention some of the options you have to interact with us. So first of all, I already saw it will happen that you can write where you're logging in from in the chat. So by all means, do that. It would be great to see the different people joining in from the different locations. So thanks for that. And if you have any questions, you can write them at any time. You can do that through the panel next to it, where you see questions, and then we'll be dealing with the questions at the end. Also, I'll be opening up a couple of polling questions for you. So, for example, what is the most important in selecting a university program, which I just opened up. And so thank you also for your feedback there, just to get to know you a little bit better. And last but not least, we have a little fun button, so to say, at the bottom of the screen. You see a button called React. And if you click on that, you can react with us and give your emoticon of choice. And exactly. And that's just to make it a bit more interactive and more fun for also the presenters. And we will go over to the presenters right now. We'll go over to Anna. She'll introduce herself and the rest of the staff. So good luck.
Hello, thank you, Luc, for this introduction. Hello to everybody. My name is Anna, and I work at the International Recruitment Office of Milan-Bicocca University. So today I'm here with Professor Pasquetti from Physics Master Program and with Professor Masiero of Mathematics Master Program. And then, of course, we also have an international testimonial, Farin. She was so nice to join us today to give you a testimonial, so to say how it is to study in Milan as an international student. So we really wanted to have also an international student with us today in order for you to have a complete overview of the program at the university itself. So I can start with a very brief presentation just to give you an idea of the university in general, programs offered in English, numbers of our university, where we are located, and finally, how to apply. Then I will leave the floor to Professor Pasquetti and Professor Masiero, and then to our international student. So, first of all, we are the University of Milan-Bicocca, and we are located in Milan. I think most of you know of Milan. It's an international, it's big international and dynamic city located in the north side of Italy, very close to the border and very close to Central Europe. We are very famous, of course, for the fashion and design industry, which is, we are sure that we are one of the most important industry in the world. And also we are very famous for finance. In fact, in Italy, Milan is the capital of finance. It's not Rome, but it's Milan. We also have a lot of cultural and artistic heritage sites here in Milan, very famous Teatro La Scala or Ultima Cena of Leonardo, Last Supper, but also we have a lot of other historical sites here, and also we are famous for our dynamic and world-class education. Many international companies and many international companies, of course, also from all over the world are located here in Milan. So, of course, studying here in Milan gives you also the chance to train in an international environment, in international companies, and to start and build your career in the area of finance or research or any kind of area you want to work in. We are located in the north side of Milan. Our area is called Bicocca district. Originally, it was the name was given because we host the Pirelli factory. It's a tire factory, but then it evolved into a dynamic, young, and lively hub for students. In fact, here, very close to University of Milano-Bicocca, you can find, for example, the theater, Arcimboldi Theater, which is a very well-known theater in Italy, but also a lot of green areas when you can train, do sports, but also relax. We have many services here, like art spaces, contemporary art, museums, and also shopping entertainment centers. So we are located in a very lively and dynamic area of the city. We are also very close to the city center, just around 20-30 minutes by public transportation. Everything is very close here, so the campus includes almost everything in our university. We are very young university because we were founded in 1998, but since then we have became a key player in the higher education and research environment of Milan. In fact, we have been always focused on innovative teaching and research in an inclusive atmosphere. Our main campus is here, as I just told you about, and we host here our classrooms, laboratories, and research centers, as well as, of course, sports field. But then we also have a pole in Monza, not far from here, just about 10 minutes by train, which is the home department of medicine and surgery. And also another center is in Bergamo. It's very, very nice city, just around 1 hour by train from here, which hosts the Department of International Medicine and Surgery. Then we also have a center for marine research in the archipelago of Maldives. A few numbers regarding our university. We count around 4,000 students, so we are a quite big university, and we have 7 areas of study. We have sociology, medicine and surgery, science, psychology. We have law, and we have also economics, which is very important, also a very important area. We also have 17 study programs entirely taught in English in all these fields I just mentioned, and more than 2,000 students from all over the world. So we also have already a good community of international students you can join. Our international programs are in all these areas I just mentioned, but they are especially focused on science field. Of course, we have medicine also taught entirely in English, psychology, which is one of the most important fields in our university, and also economy. Today, our presentation we will be focused, as I just mentioned, on physics and mathematics. So 2 programs entirely taught in English in the field of science. You probably already know something about the Italian education system, but basically after a bachelor degree of 3 years, you can proceed with pursuing a master of 2 years. Today we will talk about 2 master's program of 2 years, but also we have programs of 5 to 6 years without interruption, like medicine or law. Today we also have these 2 programs. Of course, I go fast on that because professors will talk about that later. But how to apply, this is very important. It's a crucial information I want to share with you. Basically, all our application procedure goes through our apply portal. We have a website entirely dedicated to international students applicants. We have different codes based on the, of course, of the kind of students you are. So if you are a European student and or not, and if you are applying to programs that is limited access program or it's open to all students. On our website, so apply.unimib.it, you can find all this information. There is a dashboard which is always updated with all the information. So basically, take into account that also for next year, next intake, so September 2027, application will start around November. Of 2026, of course. So around November, you will be able to enter and apply to our program. You need to choose the degree you are interested in, prepare documents, and then apply on the website, paying the application fee, which is around 30 euro, which is 30 euro. You can pay also by credit card. It's not refundable application fee. Then you need to wait for the evaluation and feedback. Normally, it's around 1 month waiting, and then follow the instruction in order to get the final step. Very important, then I will leave the floor to Professor Pasquetti and Professor Masiero, but very important thing I want to underline is that we offer many scholarships, especially for international students. This year, we have a Bicocca International Scholarship Program, which is very, very interesting for you because offer a full tuition waiver and a scholarship of 10,000 euros to any international students that have applied and been admitted within deadline through our website. And there is a ranking list, so up to 5 international students for every program entirely taught in English get to have this scholarship of 10,000 euros. So it's a very, very good scholarship that, of course, helps you in facing living costs of living in Milan, and so it's very it's a great opportunity we are given to international students in order to be able to apply and study with us. Our fees are in general very low, only around 1,000 euros per year, depending on the country of residence. So, but generally speaking, is around 1,000 euros per year. These are deadlines, but basically it depends year by year. But generally speaking, after having applied to our website and being admitted, you need to also apply through University portal in order to get the visa if you are a non-European student, and also you need to get to have an English certification. English language certification is crucial in order to get to study with us. You need to have at least B2 level. And also you need to be able to arrive in Italy for visa applicant at least by the end of January. Last thing is regarding the test for bachelor. It's not your case because I these are master's program we are presenting today, but we also offer the chance to take the test, also online test with CISIA for students that need to take the test for bachelor program. And also TOEFL test for a bachelor health in Italian is the same thing. So thank you so much. This was everything from my side. I leave the floor to Professor Pasquetti and Professor Masiero, and then of course to the student. And I'm here to ask any questions. Thank you.
Hello. So I'm here to present the master's degree in physics. I am Sara Pasquetti. I am the coordinator of the program of physics. Right. So our master program has 3 curricula, and I will try to present a little bit what we do in these 3 curricula. First of all, let me just say something general about our program. So the aim is to prepare graduate students to work, of course, in professional careers as physicists that can be employed in companies, but also we prepare physicists to work in the research. Okay, this research can be done in public institutions, in private centers, or in within company having an R&D sector. So our 3 curricula are A, theoretical physics, which is the focus on the theoretical foundations and the fundamental aspects of physics. Particle physics and applied physics, where, of course, the emphasis on the experimental apparatus and the setups to test both fundamental physics and applied physics, and physics of matter, with a specialization in microphysics and material science. So what you expect to gain with a master in physics is, of course, an ability to model and experimentally validate physical phenomena. This is what physicists should be able to do. And to do so, you will have you will develop very advanced mathematical and computational tools, but also this, of course, depending on the curriculum that you will choose, in-depth knowledge of the instruments and the technologies and the techniques to measure physical phenomena. On another side, you will definitely learn to work in a multidisciplinary context, because physics is complicated, so you will have to interact with people, with colleagues having very different skills and backgrounds. And of course, is also by definition so in physics, of course, you can see yourself working in high-tech industries, for example, working on microelectronics, telecommunications, but also in developments of biomedical products, optical, very much space industry nowadays, IT in general. Education, and another obvious way to continue your career and continue developing your education is after your master in physics, try to enroll in a PhD program. So here I'm leaving for you a link to our own PhD program that you might consider applying to at the end of your master. So by the way, these slides will be available to you. So I have some information in the slides that are, are too many to discuss in detail in this short presentation, but you may take some time to have a look later. So some data about the employment of our graduate students. So the employment rate, as you can see, is pretty high, around 90%. And importantly, you kind of see a significant degree of use of the skills that you actually acquire during your master in your career. I think the data that I like the most to highlight is the job satisfaction. So typically the jobs that then people are quite happy about their careers. Let me tell you something more specific of why then you should pursue a master degree in physics at Bicocca. I think that the most important thing is that when you want to choose your the department where you want to take your master in physics, you have to look at a department where there is a lot of research going on, because it's important that you experience first-class research when you're doing your master. In particular, as I will mention, the second year of your master is in large part devoted to a master thesis, which is basically for 8 months you work in on a research project. So it's very important that you can interact with various types of world-class researchers to experience research at high level. So our departments of physics is very large, and unfortunately I don't have time to present all the research area that we work on. Somehow our three curricula reflect a little bit the research areas. So we have theoretical physics, particle physics, plasma physics, biophysics, electronics, applied physics. We have also researchers that work with our department, although they belong to the solid state physics department. And we also have researchers work in astrophysics. So, although for astrophysics we have a separate master program, but we all belong to the physics department. So I'm going to very, very quickly browse through the various research group that we have. So we have a group in theoretical physics, which is subdivided in 3 research directions. So there is lattice theory, where they are exploring fundamental physics with numerical methods. So here is high performance computing. There is a collider phenomenology group that these are exploring fundamental physics and making predictions for the experiments, like the experiments for particles that are like these large facilities like at CERN. So here we are producing the prediction for those experiments. And then there is a string theory group which is focusing on fundamental aspects like quantum gravity, quantum field theory. I belong to this string theory group, and we don't use many computers here. Most of our work is on blackboards, as you can see behind me. So there is a large group working on particle physics, and these people belonging to this group are active in large experiments. You probably know the CERN facility, and there are 2 main experiments, the CMS and the LHC experiments, and many of our colleagues are active in these 2 experiments. And so clearly, if you decide to study particle physics and do your master thesis in this group, you may have the chance to spend times at CERN at these CMS or LHC experiments. Many of our colleagues are also working in neutrino physics, and there are many experiments, studying neutrino physics from various perspectives. So this is also very interdisciplinary area where there are close collaboration between astrophysicists and also solid state physicists, with large facility, for example, at Gran Sasso Labs in Italy. We have a group of working on plasma physics, where, for example, also the thermonuclear fusion is explored. We have, of course, biophysics, where various aspects of, where there are various activities in various directions, optical imaging mostly, but also mostly laser spectroscopy. There is a work in solid state physics, microelectronic, with close connection with various companies like Infineon, where you can spend time doing your thesis, for example, working on project with based on this company, also with space companies, doing your project there, and some electronic devices. There is also research in quantum science and technology. So I will leave the slides with you so you can take your time to go through all our research activities. So let me get back to the description of the master. So here I also leave this slide with some contact details. We have the president of the teaching board, which is Professor Alessio Ghezzi, and I'm the master supervisor. And then there is these program coordinators, which are the coordinators of the specific research, the specific areas in which you may want to orient your master. So if you want to, for example, study and have a master in theoretical physics in this direction, you want to consult with Professor Mattia Bruno, for example, or if you want to instead gear your program toward electronics, for example, you want to consult with Professor Andrea Baschirotto. So these are key contacts that may be needed once you are enrolled and you are trying to plan your research program, as I will explain. So now let me give you some detail on how our master is structured. It's a 2-year program. So first of all, at the moment you enroll, you have to decide which curriculum you want to take, whether A, theoretical physics, or B, particle and applied physics, or C, physics of matter. What is common to all the 3 curricula is the general structure of the program. So during the first year, you have to take a certain number corresponding to 40 credits of core courses, which you have a list, as I will show, among which you can pick these core courses, plus another 3 courses for a total of 18 credits of related and complementary courses. And in the second year, you are left only with 3 classes, which are, so 2 classes, which are elective courses, and 3 credits for further serving activities, which are going to be used for linguistic I think courses. And most of the second year is indeed occupied by the preparation of your final thesis. Okay, and this is about 8 months that you spend in doing a real research project in one of the area that you will choose. Okay, so here I'm going to give you some tables that you can consult later. For example, imagine that you want to choose curriculum A. First of all, you have to pick among the list of core courses 40 credits in this list of courses. So you can see, you can check what type of subjects are taught in each curriculum. So this is the list of the core courses among which you can choose in curriculum A, and this is the list of complementary courses. You have to choose 3 in this list, and you see subjects like, for example, quantum gravity, statistical mechanics. So these are going to complement your foundations in theoretical physics. Then you will be able to go to the slides and check the corresponding tables for the other curricula. So here we are looking at the situation for particle physics and applied physics. Again, you have first the list of core courses from which you have to pick 4 a total of 40 credits, and then you have the list of related complementary courses, among which you have to choose 3 credits, 3 courses. So all our classes are taught in English, only very few of them, and in this list you see them indicated with a star, are like this radiation detector, for example, are in Italian, but are only 3 or 4 classes in the entire master. So it's the master is by vast majority is in English, and all the 3 curricula, A, B, and C, can be done entirely in English. You just don't have to select the few classes that are left in Italian. Okay, so some practicalities that I think are important that I would like to mention. So the semester in Italy runs from October to September, and the classes start at the very beginning of October. So our master, it's a 2-year of full commitment. In the first year and a half, basically, you follow classes and take exam. At the end of the second year, formally in the last 8 months, you work on your thesis. So it means that you spend some time doing your own research. It could be in a lab, it could be instead of a theory project. You work with your supervisor, and then at the end you write up your thesis. So this is a challenging master program. It's a very challenging one. So before you enroll, you should make sure you have a solid preparation in fundamental physics at the bachelor level. So if you don't come from a BSc in physics or math, it's actually very hard to be able to complete a master program in our mastering program in physics. So if you come from physics BSc, so which can be, depending on your background, different, you really should consider that you will need a very strong preparation in math and fundamental physics. It's very hard to pass exam without attending classes. So you are really supposed to attend all the classes. So usually the best student make it into 6 years to graduation, but most of the students take 3 years to complete their master. So just also to give you an idea, because I think it's important to know. So I wanted to show you how a typical week is going to look like. You're going to have classes. Basically, this is like a realistic schedule for a week. So you have classes all the way from morning to afternoon. Of course, there are breaks. But it's a quite dense schedule. The attendance is not mandatory. It's only for labs where attendance is mandatory, but it's really strongly recommended. So consider that this is not at all a program that you can attend remotely. So this is, I really advise you to enroll in our master program only if you plan to move to Milan and come to class every day. Otherwise, the possibility to succeeding in this master is very low. So I think I'm running out of time, so I stop here. I encourage you to look at the slides for more information or consult the webpage of our department. And I think if you have questions, there is a Q&A session later, and I will be here to answer. And now I think I can pass the stage to Professor Masiero.
So thank you. I wait for my slide. Hello everybody. I will present just a particular study track in the master degree in mathematics, because differently from the master degree in physics, the master degree in mathematics is mainly taught in Italian. So I will present the path that we have open in English, and then I will mention also other English course. This part is on probability theory and its application in finance and economic, but I have to say that this is a study track in a master degree in mathematics, which can be a hard degree. You must have a strong foundation in mathematics to succeed in a master degree in mathematics at the bachelor degree level that we have here in Italy. So the aim of this study track is to train a professional with advanced skill in economic to analyze the phenomena in economic and mathematics. And since this is inside a master degree in mathematics, it is done by giving a strong foundation in basic topic in master degree in mathematics. In particular, we focus on mathematical analysis and probability and on their application. And as a mathematician in general, this study track will give the capability also to solve problems from different fields. Mathematicians are usually appreciated because they are able to think and to solve problems. So coming into the details of the courses that we taught in this study track, we have some probability courses, in particular the first course in stochastic processes, in which we give foundation of probability theory, we introduce conditional law expectation, and we study discrete time stochastic processes, mainly martingales in discrete time, and we see application in financial markets and gambling theory. Then we have, this is at the first semester of the first year, ideally. Then we have a course in method and stochastic models, in which you can see more stochastic process, Markov chain, random networks and graphs, and also topics from large deviation. And the third course we have about in probability is a course about stochastic calculus in continuous time and its application to finance. As I told before, we also want to give a strong background in basic mathematics, and concerning mathematical analysis, we have inserted in the path two basic, not the basic, but a course in advanced analysis in which you study Sobolev space, second order elliptic problem, test function, topological vector spaces, and the course in functional analysis, which is the basis for many other applications of mathematics. You study spaces of continuous function, LP spaces, weak and weak star topology, and so on. And the third course is a course which is in the middle between mathematical analysis and numerical analysis. You make also program in this course, and you study also application to vehicular traffic, road networks, and so on, both from an analytical and from a numerical point of view. And finally, we have courses with economic, and the last one with financial application. In particular, we have application to optimal control and to game theory, which have a strong application in economic theory. and a course on convex analysis in which you study from another point of view also minimization problem and so on. And the last course in this slide, the green one, derivatives, is a course with financial application that every student in the master degree in mathematics can take, and it is taught at economics, so it is outside in a sense from the outside the department of mathematics. It is taught, if I can remember, the last year was taught by Professor Bellini. So this I have listed 10 courses. These courses are 8 credit each, and the total amount of credit for the master degree in mathematics is 120. So you have 8 credit course and 40 credits for the master degree in mathematics. And then you are ready to go to work, or if you want to go on research. We have a PhD program which is joint with the University of Pavia and with the National Institute of Mathematics. And in the last slide, I have listed the other courses that are taught in English. Elementary mathematics, in which you can see elementary topics, but you start with elementary topics, but you see them at a higher level. Numerical linear algebra, which is a course in numerics, and the last 3 courses, which are courses in algebra, mainly in algebra. And that's all for my presentation.
Okay, Anna, I think you're back. Thank you.
Yes, I'm here. So
Okay.
now I think we can leave the floor to Farin for her experience.
Hello everyone, thank you for inviting me, and I'm really happy to share my experience with all of you. So I am Farheen, a master's student in mathematics at the University of Milano-Bicocca. I am originally from Pakistan, and coming to Milan for my studies has been one of the most inspiring decisions of my life. For me, Bicocca is more than just a university. It's a place where students feel welcome, supportive, and motivated to grow. The environment is international, modern, and full of positive energy. And what impressed me the most is how kind and helpful, approachable the professors are. They don't just teach, they guide you, encourage you, and make sure truly understand the concepts. Um, as an international student, this support gave me confidence from day one. And the mathematics program is Bicocca is both challenging and rewarding. It pushes you to think logically, solve problems creatively, and look to mathematics from different perspectives. And also, what I love is that program is not just about formulas. It's about critical thinking, analytical skills, and real world application. It appears you for field like data science. It prepares you field like data science, research, technology, and also finance. If you enjoy problem solving, intellectual challenges, and so this program help you grow in the best possible way. And mathematics require consistency, so I always try to dedicate my regular time to review concepts, and also I collaborated with classmates, discuss exercises, and prepare for exam together, which helped me academically and socially. Outside the classroom, I participated in youth facilitation and volunteering. These experiences helped me build communication, teamwork, leadership skills, these all. And also, living in Milan also made me more independent, confident, and open-minded. These all things, and the city is full of culture, diversity, and opportunities. Maybe it's a perfect place for a student. So overall, my experience at Bicocca has been very extremely positive. I grew academically, personally, culturally. I met amazing people, learning from inspiring professors, and discovered my own strength. My advice to future student is stay curious, stay consistent, and stay open. New experiences. Mathematics can be challenging, but it become incredible rewarding when you stay motivated. And if you are international student, don't be afraid. Bicocca is a place where you will feel like supported, included, encouraged to become the best version of yourself. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Farin. It was very interesting to hear your experience. So I think, I don't know, Luke, but I think we can leave the floor to Q&A session.
Yes, indeed. Thank you everyone already for your inputs. And we go to the questions that we've received. We already received some. Just to mention a couple of things. First of all, yeah, you can write your questions at the panel questions. This is your moment to ask any questions you may have, and we will be trying to answer them. For people watching the recording, as I know a lot of people do these days as well, you can actually also write questions in there. Of course, however, we cannot answer them right away in the live session, but we can send them through to the staff of University of Milano-Bicocca, so they can come back to you, probably by email. So that first of all, and also thank you for your inputs through the let us know. Be very useful for us and for the staff. So thank you for that. Now I will go to the questions. So let's have a look. First of all, there was a question from Rafael. Rafael is asking, what is the price and how about credit transfers?
I think I can answer this question. So the price, as I said, for international students, it depends from the area where the students are coming from. But generally speaking, is around 1,000 euros per year. And regarding credit transfer, if you have a bachelor that is in line, so in physics or in mathematics or in any field that is related to, then definitely you are admitted normally without any issue. Otherwise, of course, professors can suggest you how to fill the gap.
Okay.
Maybe I can add that we do have interviews, so we test the preparation of students at the admission interview. So if there are some credits that needs to be met from the BSc, so we only accept students coming from either basically physics or math, with few exceptions, but we test their preparation anyway during the interview. Maybe sometimes there is a small written exam, sometimes a longer interview, but it's in the interest of students really to understand that to succeed in the master in physics, they should come from a strong BSc in physics or math, but ideally in physics.
Okay. Thank you. Hope that answered the question, Rafael. Otherwise, let us know. Question from Anyormi asked about what are the entry requirements and do you have an accelerated PhD? So
I can answer from physics.
Yeah.
So the entrance is again it's a BSc in physics or math. We don't have an accelerated PhD. No. So at the end of your master, you can apply to PhD in physics, and then that is a separate story. So if you apply, for example, to our PhD, it's a separate call to which you apply after you get the master degree.
It's the same for math. You must have a master degree, and then there is a pre-selection based on title, and if you pass this pre-selection, you have an interview. So it is another story, another type of admission, but after a master degree.
Okay, thank you. All right, we go to some more questions. We received Sebastian asked the question, can parts be taken at a distance?
Can you repeat?
Sorry? From physics.
If part can be taken at a distance.
Okay, by remote, because I saw Sebastian was interested in math, so in part, yes, many of the professors put the online material, so in part you can follow at distance, and this can help also students in the first semester, because extra US students have a problem maybe to arrive in autumn, they arrive on January, but if you have the credential, you can access the platform and find the material. But of course, this is not, I mean, also from a human point of view, completely satisfactory. And anyway, the master degree is in presence. You must give exam in presence. And it is suggested to physically come to follow lecture. But you mainly have the online material. I finished, Sarah.
Okay, no, in physics, I mean, the labs, they have a compulsory attendance, so you have to be physically here. For other classes, there might be online material. Maybe we can try to help if there are some delays of few weeks because of visa issue at the beginning of the semester, but it's really discouraged to imagine, attending remotely this type of master. So you have really to be in Milan and come to class every day. So otherwise, really the possibility of completing the master are quickly decaying to zero.
Okay.
Yes, I agree on that, because also, but I want to say, I agree that you must go to class also to adequate your preparation to interact and to adequate to a different master degree from the one of the country student come from.
Okay. Thank you. And next question from Anyormi is asking, how long does the master take?
Maybe again, it's 2 years in the ideal scenario, but then if there are some difficulties in passing exam, it can go on. It could take 3 years. There's still sort of an average thing, because as I said, it's a quite challenging program. So I would say a bit less than 3 years is more realistic, but the ideal configuration is that is completed in 2 years. The courses are for 2 years. So first year in physics is just attending classes and taking exam. In the second year is some exam and then 8 months of work on your research thesis.
Also in mathematics, it's 2 years, and many of the students complete the master degree in 2 academic years. This means that maybe physically you are involved in the master degree also for another half year, but you don't have to pay more taxes because the academic year lasts up to March.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Hope that answered those questions. Otherwise, let us know. And we have another question from Rafael. What is asked in the interview?
So I can reply from physics. So when we interview students with a BSc in physics, depending on the type of exam that he has we look at the curricula, the exam, and if we don't see an adequate preparation in quantum mechanics, for example, we propose a written test to be taken remote in quantum mechanics, and sometimes also in general physics. Or we do an interview where anyway we ask questions relative to the program, to the BSc program. So it's to test the personal preparation, and I reiterate that this is really in the interest of the students, because we don't want students to attend our master program without having an adequate background, of course. So this interview is mostly, which can include a written exam, is more a moment where the applicant can reevaluate the background and rethink whether it's fit for this type of master program.
Okay, and maybe I can take another question. About if a pre-A in physics.
So it's possible that from next year we will have some request of a external test as a entry requirements. So this will be issued soon on our webpage, where we'll give the regulation for next year. So typically, like having a BSc in physics, we really need to see what's inside your BSc. So we look closely of the subject that you have taken, and in some case we do extra exam, or we may ask for an external exam.
Okay, thank you. Hope that answered that question regarding the interview. So question from Anthony. Are there some sort of subsidies or scholarships opportunities for international students? I think Anna mentioned some of this.
Yes, as I mentioned, we have a very important scholarship program, which is called Bicocca International Scholarship Opportunities. It's given only to international students that have been admitted to programs entirely taught in English. So on our website, you can find all the information about it, but basically it's 10,000 euros plus enrollment fees exemptions. It's a very, very good scholarship, only dedicated to our international students.
Okay, I will share the link in a minute on the screen, so then all of you have it. So let's see if there were some further questions. Yeah, okay. So about the housing. So actually I did a polling as well, what information people were looking for still, and that is also the top answer was housing. And Moshe is also asking for that.
Yes, so we also have an housing service here at Bicocca. We have some residencies for our students. They are given on the basis of a call for application. We have an office that deals with it. Of course, we also have an agreement with an external company that helps students in finding a good solution in the private market at a very low price for Milan, so around 800 euros per month. In our residencies, the price is around 300 or 400 euros per month for a double room to share. You can find also this information on our website.
Okay, thank you. And there's the link to the scholarship as promised. So you can have a look and just click on that. Then at your own pace after the session, you can have a look. And yeah, so those links are all available also under apps. If you click at the bottom, you see apps, and there you find these links, but also the presentations as mentioned. So they're available as well. So you can, at your own pace, also have a look through that. Good. So I think that's answering those questions. Let's see, there was one more. No, I think those were all answered, also from the chat. And also any questions from the Q&A. So question box, they were all answered. Yeah, we have a last minute if you have any questions. But otherwise, we'll slowly wrap this up because already a lot of information was given to you. And let's see if there's a last one coming in. By all means, everyone, do let us know your feedback from the poll. Again, also for people watching the recording, you can all participate. So do let us know any feedback, so that's useful for the staff as well. So thanks for doing that. And yeah, I don't see any further questions at this stage. So I think everything is hopefully clear. I'm getting thank yous from the audience. So that is good to see. Well, then I think we can slowly wrap it up. Yeah, no further questions so far. So good. Then maybe I'd like to give the last word over to Anna to wrap up the session.
Yes, thank you, Luke. So I would like to thank all of you students, prospective students, for being here with us today. I really hope that this webinar has been useful to you. And of course, we are more than happy to answer all your questions, all your doubts. So please do not hesitate to contact us, to visit our website, to check. Remember to always check apply.unimib.it for any further information. And also, of course, our website, www.unimib.it, also for scholarship and housing opportunities. Do not hesitate to contact us, and also follow us on social media. We are posting also places where we are going to take fairs in presence, and also all our webinars calendar. So if you want to be again in contact with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, and especially the professors. Thank you very much for your
Thank you,
time.
professors, to be with us today and to have been available for this webinar.
Indeed. Thank you, and Farin. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Anna. Thank you as well. Great. Then I have a last polling, and then I'd like to wish everyone a good afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever they are. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.